G'day guys, how are you going? Well, I've just finished my first season driving a 12-metre wheat planter and towing this air cart round up in Narrabri, up in rural New South Wales. Now, it's been an absolute cracking seasonal job and I've had an absolute ball. So I'm going to give you guys a bit of a walk around how the air cart and the planter work together in very simple terms. Now, if you're new to farming or you're just interested to find out how the wheat gets from that bin down into the ground, this will be a good video for you. And at the end of it, I'll give you a bit of a run around my John Deere tractor up the front up there. That's been towing all this around. Let's get into it. Righto, so let's start here with the air cart, because this is where all the seed is kept in this big tank on the back up here, and it's divided into 3 separate compartments. So planting wheat, we generally have wheat in the front too, and maybe fertiliser would be in the back, and then same when planting canola as well. So to get the wheat up there into that tank, the truck would back up to this hopper up here, tip up the back of his truck, empty into here, this auger would be spinning, and then run up there and drop into the hatches that we want to fill up. Now, air cart, been mentioning air cart a few times throughout so far, and you got to think, well, where's the air come from to get the seed from that bin down in the ground? Let's go and see where all that happens around the background here. Okay, so down the back of the air cart is this huge fan. Now this fan, it generates a huge amount of air pressure. It spins at around 4,000 to 4,500 revs a minute, and it's this big fan that forces the seed down through the system. So this is where now the seed drops out from the tanks that I mentioned before. So each one of these boxes here is connected to one of those individual tanks. So the seed comes down through here into these big pipes, and then with that fan spinning at the back, generating all that air pressure, keeps forcing the seed forward towards the planter. And this is where the seed branches off. So it comes along these big flexi pipes here. You got 4 of them, and it gets to this point here. You got 2 that branch off. You got 2 go to this side of the planter, 2 going to that side of the planter, and it's these big pipes that feed the seed into these vertical upright towers. So the seed continues along those big flexi pipes, and each one pipe connects to each one of these vertical towers here, and 2 on the other side over there. The seed goes up that vertical tower, all generated by that big fan that's spinning at a massive rate of knots down the back, and then it's distributed evenly from the top there down each one of these pipes here towards the ground. So as I'm driving along, the wheat comes down and it drops into rows created by this disc here. So the wheat comes from that tower at the top there, down through this hose system, down through here, into this metal boot, and then drops out this hole at the bottom down here, and then the little press wheel at the back, it's following along as we go. It covers the dirt over as we go, and boom, the wheat's now been planted. You know, it's pretty amazing technology when you look at the whole system, that, you know, from that massive fan that generates that huge amount of air pressure going through the system, that it's so evenly distributed through all this hose system. It's, you know, it looks like octopus legs when you're seeing it from the top up. There's hoses going everywhere, and how it's able to fan force that and make it all even as you go along. Pretty incredible technology, I reckon. So this is the tractor I've been driving around during my wheat planting season. 2020 model John Deere 8R370 tractor. Very nice machine to drive, very comfortable. Fully auto steered, which has been really handy for some of those big long run paddocks I've been doing. I think probably the longest run I think I had to do was about 8.5 k's long. You know, 45 minutes to do a lap. Just punching the auto steer, go for the ride till you get to the other end. You got to grab the steering wheel, turn around and go back the other way. And as I mentioned, you know, this was my first season driving a wheat planter, and understanding the air cart and how that all works. You know, it's a pretty important combination, but, you know, it's a pretty overwhelming sight when you see one of these wheat planters up close for the very first time. There's a lot going on with them. You know, hoses going everywhere, then inside the cab, you've got to get your head around the computer system, which, yeah, that took a little bit, but, you know, and dealing with blockage monitors also inside the cab, getting fan speeds right, there's a fair bit involved. But, you know, as time goes on, you get a lot more comfortable with it. And yeah, already, I can't wait to do this again next year. It's fair a cracking gig. You know, and probably one of the most important things to check every day before you get started is make sure there's no block-ups in the system before you even get started. So you've got to load the system up, get that big fan spinning at the back, get air going through all the system here. And then there's a tab on the screen inside that I can push, hold that in for, you know, a few seconds. And while you've got that button pushed in, it'll drop seed out each one of these droppers that I showed you around the corner there where the seed comes out. And then hold it in for a few seconds, jump out, come back out and have a look and make sure there is seed sitting on the ground under each one of these droppers. At least then you're off for a good start without any block ups. But, you know, throughout the day, block ups is certainly not uncommon where these boots can get blocked up with mud and stuff. So you got to get out and clear those. And the way you find out is through that monitor inside it. Fair income screams at you when when one of these is blocked up, and you've got to come out and check it and get it all cleared up and make sure it's all flowing again. Now, on that screen in there, it's numbered from 1 to 16. And it's broken up from two sides, so side 1 and side 1 and side 2. So side 1's over that side 2's this side. And then if one of those numbers in there are flashing and screaming at you, it'll give you the number. So it might be, say, number 16's blocked up. Well, then you come out and check out, and each one of these at the back out here is numbered. This one here is number 8. So if number 8 was screaming inside in there, it would tell you straight away which one you got to come to. So side 2, number 8, bang straight away, and it'll tell you which one is blocked up. So the key is check, 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 and check again that everything's all operating properly before you start your day. And then when it's time to move from one paddock to the next, or you might have to drive down the road to get to your next paddock, again, there's a button inside the cabin there. Push that button and the 2 outside wings will fold up. Make it nice and narrow, and then you can drive to wherever you got to go, whether down the road or get through gates to get to the next paddock. Open her up, and away you go again. So as for someone who's just finished their first wheat planting season 2025, it's pretty amazing to see how this all comes together. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Catch you on the next one. Hooroo.